Minjun hears commotion outside. He gets up and cautiously heads to the front door when someone starts knocking persistently. Before opening it, he checks the peephole. It looks like one of his upstairs neighbors, asking him to open the door with this shaky-ass voice. Hearing that, Minjun just assumes the dude is drunk again. But little does he know, that man isn't his drunk neighbor anymore. He makes the mistake of opening the gate. First thing he notices is blood all over the guy's body, with a massive wound torn across his belly. Even then, Minjun thinks the guy must have gotten seriously hurt and considers calling emergency services. But then the zombified man lets out this ungodly screech before lunging at Minjun. They both crash down, the zombie dude on top of him. Minjun finally kicks him off after realizing the guy's completely out of his mind. He scrambles back and locks the door. His heart's racing, breathing heavy, with his legs trembling like crazy. There's no way that Psycho was just his regular neighbor. He grabs his phone to call the cops, but nothing connects. That's when he notices all the emergency alerts on his screen. They're saying unknown attacks are happening in Seoul and other unspecified areas. Everyone's being told to stay inside for safety. Then he hears chaos outside, just beyond his basement apartment. He opens the window just enough to peek through. What he sees is straight up hell. People are literally tearing each other apart. He even sees his neighbor again, still out there, roaming the streets and causing mayhem. That's when he suddenly gets worried about his mom and tries calling her. But there seems to be no connection. The night deepens, and Minjun turns off the apartment lights and curls up in a corner under his blanket. He tries to connect to any network, but nothing happens. No signal, no updates. He turns on the TV to get some answers on this messed up situation. The news anchor talks about a string of brutal murders being committed by unidentified civilians across the country. The government is calling it an act of indiscriminate terrorism and says they're investigating the cause and whoever's responsible for it. But no real details are out yet. The anchor urges everyone to stay indoors. Lock the doors and lock the windows. Avoid all contact with the outside world. The next update comes out as well, which reveals that Busan has fallen too. Similar violent incidents are being reported not just in Seoul, Busan, and Incheon, but in smaller towns too. Police and military forces are being deployed, but the situation already seems out of control. Minjun feels completely hopeless, getting hit with bomb after bomb of terrifying news. He's so stunned that it feels like he must be dreaming, like some sick nightmare he can't wake up from. Because based on what he just heard, it sounds like the world has fallen to zombies. But that stuff only happens in games and movies, and it's too ridiculous to be real.